right. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about fillers. We're going to use a couple chord progressions and see how we can use notes from the major scale and chords we're playing or going to fill out songs, okay? And I'm going to talk concept wise and then we'll do some examples. So two main things. One is again the major scale. So let's talk about B flat because we're going to play a couple chord progressions to B flat. So B flat major scale is B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat. Okay? And then the other concept is just notes of the chords we're playing or going to. So if I'm playing a B flat 2 or add 9, which is F, B flat, C, D over B flat, I can roll those notes. I can do just B flat, C, D. Okay, and that could be while I'm already playing it or if I'm going to it. Right? So that's the two concepts I'm talking about. Now, just a quick tip is the melody of songs, most of them, okay, exists between 1, 2, 3 with your occasional 4, okay? You're going to have some other notes thrown in there like the 5, 6, 7. But most 1, 2, 3, B flat, C, D, and B flat major with the 4 as well. So if you're looking for the melody, that's a good place to start, is in that area. Okay. Now, I've talked about this before in previous videos, but you're going to see me play this inversion of B flat quite a lot. The one chord, okay, the root chord of the scale that we're in, and that's so I can keep my fingers around where the melody is, okay? I can. Now there may be times where I do it different, you know. I may use a different inversion. Maybe I want that B flat on top. But most of the time when I'm in B flat, I'll play like this. Okay, so first chord progression, B flat. Okay, add the 9. We're going to have the chords a little bit fatter, okay? We're going to do C minor 9. That's C in the left hand, and then the right, G, B flat, C, D, E flat. And this is inverted as well. That same B flat over D, and then E flat major 9. Okay, that's E flat left, G, B flat, D, and F. Okay, so let's just play this chord progression regular. So I have just hitting the rhythm. So that's one sound, right? So now when I just start adding notes, okay, so I could just roll that B flat, C, D into that E flat as I'm going to that C minor. So okay, roll it back down to that B flat as I go into B flat. I really can start at the D there. Maybe a quick C to D and then E flat F to go into that. So from B flat over D. So it sounds so much different just adding those little filler notes, right? So you can walk it back. B flat, C, D, quick D flat, D to E flat, back to D, C, B flat, as I'm going back. See, those notes add so much more than just the rhythm. Let's take another chord progression. So B flat, same B flat, F2 over A, so A, F, G, A, and C. We're going to do a D7 flat 9 passing chord. That's D, and then a G flat diminished chord like G flat, A, C, E flat, G minor 9, G, D in the bass, F, A, B flat, D, and that E flat major 9 chord again, and then we're gonna make it a minor 6. Okay, that's E flat, B flat, G flat, B flat, C, E flat. All right. Okay, so regular chord progression. Alright, and now we can add some notes here. Alright, so one of my favorite things to do when I'm doing passing chords, so I kind of walk down that A, G, F for that F2, and then I'll play like an arpeggio of that D7 flat 9 before I get there. So I'm on F2, still over A, okay, so and a lot of times in my minors I love rolling opposite, so I'll roll from right to left. Okay, so okay, so E flat, okay, so from the top, so I'm kind of walking into that E flat, D, E flat, F, E flat, and the E flat minor. Just hit that C before it. So that's kind of showing examples of how we can add filler notes to make it sound totally different. Alright, so let's go C major. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All the white notes, okay? So, how great is our God, for example? So, C, right? Sing with me, how great. Alright, so we're going to show those passing chords in a second, but we're to the A minor now. F, and then G, suspended, back to regular G, back to C. Alright, so I'm inverting the C, G, C, E, and C in the bass. Then we're gonna, when we're doing the passing chords, G over B, G2, so B, G, A, B, D. Then we're gonna do a E7 flat 9. Okay, E in the bass, then F, A flat, B, D, and then A minor 9. So A, E in the left, G, B, C, E in the right, F major 7. So, and I'll kind of let it off. So that's F, C in the left, F, A, C, and then the E makes it a major 7. And then I'll let it off for a regular F. G suspended. Alright, so G, D in the left, G, C, D in the right. Then I'll just move that C to a B and add the A for a G2 when I resolve it. Okay, and then back to C. So you can say, great is our God, sing with me, how great, right? Is our Alright, I'm not going to play the melody for this, but I'm just going to add filler notes in between for that chord progression, okay? So I can roll that C, D, E, C, E right there. It's very good notes. So I roll into the A minor. That C, B, G is that roll. Okay, and the passing chords you can just kind of keep there because they're pretty quick. So sing with me how great. Alright, so how great. Suspended CD, right? And then make it regular D, and then you can say D, C, and then play C, and inverted that C again, so E, G, C. Alright, so you can add those notes in there. Alright, so does that kind of make sense how we're using those filler notes to just kind of fill in the chords, right? It makes a difference than just your rhythm. Those passing chords help, of course, and you can get really crazy. And it's like Amazing Grace too. You can do the same thing with Amazing Grace, make it completely crazy. So I'm gonna do B flat like we were earlier, right? So normally Amazing Grace is just B flat and then E flat, back to B flat, then B flat again, F, and then back to B flat. Like, that's the chords of Amazing Grace. So I do substitution chord passing chords and then the notes, and it makes it sound tough. So okay, and what I'm doing here is B flat, E flat over B flat to give that sus feel. Then I'm doing F over A, D7 flat 9. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm doing F minor 7 to B7 flat 9 to E flat. So amazing grace has this, right? Then I'm back to B flat. Then I'll do F over A, D7 flat 9, G minor. Alright, 6. I'm gonna go to C7 or C9, the 2 to F. Like me. Back to B flat. So I changed it by substituting chords, passing chords, and then of course the fillers, and all of a sudden Amazing Grace, where you could be just Amazing Grace, it becomes a different song, right? Sorry. Couple mess ups there, but you get the gist. You can turn very simple songs and make them more gospel. You can add passing chords and stuff like that, but the big difference is the filler notes, especially when you're kind of holding out there for a long time on the same chord. It adds dynamics. Let me talk about dynamics for just a second. So dynamics is, soft to loud. It's also the rhythm of how you do your hands, left, right, sustaining versus playing longer. So you can add dynamics by filler notes. So let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. So I'll be in B flat again. So B flat. Okay. So for instance, let's say the chord progression is G minor 9, E flat major 9, B flat, F, maybe suspended to F. Okay, very common chord progression in worship music. 6, 4, 1, 5 in some order, in that order, but starting on one note, right? So 6, 4, 1, 5. Okay, that's the same notes. I'm gonna see a victory, right? Same note for the battle. Different key, but same chords. Break every chain. There's Jesus, right? Lots of worship songs use this chord progression. Even Waymaker does, but starts on the 4. So promise keeper, that is who you. Ends on the 6. All right, so 6, 4, 1, 5. Okay. So watch this. So to add, we're playing kind of full, right? But if if it's like a verse or a broken down chorus, I don't want to keep playing it like that, right? So at first I may just sustain it. I may bring it down like this. Just sustain. And maybe I want to build a little bit, but I don't want to do much. So this is where your filler notes come in. And then we can kind of take it up from there. Do the full bill. So adding that melody or the filler notes can really fill it out. That sustain. And still keep it down and soft. So I hope this helps somebody doing fillers, adding something else to kind of spice up their play. And the first thing when I teach to add, besides kind of using more complex chords, is kind of that filler step. Before I get into the passing chords, chord substitution, which requires some more theory, more chord knowledge, I like to look at filler notes. And I try to get people to branch out from just, here's what I noticed real quick before we wrap this up. I noticed this in beginner piano players. They get locked in to playing like this, just the rhythm or bouncing, but mainly just locked in the rhythm. And they get locked into one section of the keyboard. So when you start using your notes and you start using the keyboard, it'll help break you out of that habit of just the rhythm all the time. You can, because you may like accent the notes on the syllable of words, which is not necessarily 1, 2, 3, 4 beat. So like we talked about Waymaker a second ago, right? So we can do E flat, right? For those of you who want to know, B flat, C, D, B flat, G, that is who you are, right? So I can add that in and just play with the chords on the syllables. Sorry. And this is, I'm just rolling the G minor 9 up. Okay. Okay, so anyways, fillers, adding those notes can really help spice up your play, and I hope this helps somebody. Thank you for watching. God bless you.